Welcome to Flivluv, friends. Today's episode. We're going to talk about a lot of things, especially today in the world of society, about what's really going on in today's Flivluv forecasts. Welcome, friends, to the celebration and to another day. In my first episode of Mindful Zodiac, I had a quote in the end of that video that said, God denies the time's rewind, for a rising sun begins in you, we find. What that quote means exactly is the fact that with each rising sun that comes each day, we can celebrate a new day. We could celebrate being alive and being able to work on ourselves no matter what happened in the past. Even though some things that were bad did happen in the past. But with each rising day comes a rising sun. With each new day comes a rising sun. And we get to experience a new day. We get another opportunity to do good and do good things in this world, despite what happened in the past. But my friends, we're here today to gather, to celebrate, to practice Flivluv, and to practice the rules of Flivluv, like compassion, empathy, loyalty, love, all the good things that society doesn't really teach about and doesn't really emphasize as much. But Flivluv is all about those things, love, compassion, empathy, loyalty, forgiveness, being self-righteous, having self-love. All those beautiful things about Flivluv is what we come here each day to practice and each day to talk about. And a topic I'd like to discuss today, though, using the Flivluv philosophy and using what we're doing here, is something that's destructive in today's society, that has always been, that has always existed. I wanted to talk about today about the abusive nature of life. The abusive nature of life is something that has been going on for a long time. You ever notice how your friends and the people that are around you, the people that you converse with, and the people that you love, those people start being rude to you? People start acting against each other. people start hurting each other and killing each other. Why is that? Why are we so destructive? Why do we resort to violence and hatred amongst our peers, that of people of our own flesh and blood and bodies? It's very interesting, but it happens. It happens to the best of us. It happens to me. Vice versa. I act negatively towards others, as well as others acting negatively towards me. And it happens when you act negative towards other people. And then when those people act negative towards you. It's the abusive nature of life. For no good reason. People act out and destroy one another at times. People destroy relationships and hurt others and don't think about what others do or say or how they feel. People just destroy when it comes to this abusive nature of life. That's how a lot of people act, you know. And I wanted to touch on this subject today because it's a difficult subject, but here, like I said, we always discuss about the evil and good and black and white, and we address everything that's going on. And there's a crisis in our society right now where people are destroying each other rather than lifting each other up. People are not working together. Instead, they're comparing themselves to the other person. Instead, people are worried about how they look or how many Instagram likes they get, rather than the success and the future of the world. And to live as one together, which is what Flivluv is all about, my friends. Flivluv focuses on building that world together as one. Flivluv, we all connect with each other as one together here. Flivluv, the philosophy of Flivluv is for all of us to follow if we want to build this world into a better place. If we do not have Flivluv helping us at our disposal, if we do not have this beautiful philosophy, we're all going to be destroyed on the inside and out. Remember, Flivluv is all about compassion, love, empathy, forgiveness, doing good unto others as they would do good unto you. Christianity. Anyone can be a Christian. Anyone can be Flivluvian. But it's up to you to do the work. And it's up to you to see the value and nature of these rules and the people around you. Why don't we love each other? Why can't we? Let's do the things necessary to love each other. But instead we're destroying each other right now at a very grand scale. People in the world, all over the world, are they're tearing each other down, going against the Flivluv philosophy in grand numbers. And even if there is a lot of good people out there, which there are, there's a lot of great people out there, and there's a lot of good in the world. And I'd love to shed light on that. Thank you. God bless you. May God have mercy on you. And may the Flivluv principle and philosophy flow throughout your body. But it's important to note, and it's important to discuss what's going on and to bring light on the situation and the destruction of ourselves. So when people ask you, or when people talk to you, a common theme that you might talk about is the destruction of society. Meaning, when you talk to people, you say how hard life is. You say how destructive life is. You say how hard it is out there, and how life isn't fair, and how all these things come into play and destroy one another, and how difficult it is to get the girl of your dreams, or how difficult it is to do things in a certain way to make a financial living. All of these things are the abusive nature of life. And you are right for discussing them with your peers and with your people, with your friends, with our friends of Flivluv. We are all friends here. We all love each other here. We are all good people here, just trying to build this world into a better place. So, when you discuss about these things, when you talk about these things amongst your peers, you realize how destructive life is and the abusive nature of it. You realize when you talk about these things with your friends, when you talk about how hard life is, and when you talk about this craziness going on in the world, you definitely notice how upsetting it is and how destructive it is and how life is set up. Well, let's look at how life is set up. Life is set up, and I had no idea about this before, but we all know that life is set up to be advantageous and to benefit the richer people of the world. The richer people of the world in wealth have set up this life in such a way to take advantage and to make themselves even more rich. We all know this. And you know the famous saying of the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and Robin Hood saves the day, And that, there is some truth to that. Even though some aspects are fabricated, and a lot of aspects of it are misconstrued and not true, the general idea is true. The wealthy have set up this life to make it harder for the people below them in wealth. So, you listening, are you where you want to be financially? Are you successful in the state you're currently in and in the place you are? If the answer is no, you know who to blame. The system, right? Well, yes, you would be correct to blame the system and to blame why you're failing in life and why life is hard and very abusive. You would be correct. And you would be right. And you do have the right to be correct about that. You're right. It is the system that's keeping everyday people like you and me from thriving in the world, from being massively wealthy and successful and financially secure in our future and in our grandchildren's futures. It's because there was already a handful of people who decided to make it a private club, to make that financial status and financial benefit a private club, and that everyone else in the world, they wanted to get into that club, they'd have to be super wealthy and successful themselves. But if you're just a middle class person, it's not as easy for you. And I'm telling you this because I'm telling you the truth. I'm here to reveal, to wake up, to be Flivluv. And Flivluv, another rule to Flivluv is truth. Being truthful, honesty, being trustworthy. And being honest is being trustworthy. If you're honest, you're very trustworthy. But if you lie, you're deceiving. And what you say is not true, basically, which makes you a deceiver and someone who cannot be trusted. And a lot of these things that are negative that go against Flivluv are used for the benefit of others as well, you know. So we have a financial crisis in the world. We have societal indifferences. We've got so many circumstances, and I have no idea what circumstance you're in to be experiencing travesty and negativity right now. But we have all these things. We have the rich 1% making themselves a private club for not everyone to be inside of, and they control a lot of parts of the world. We've got possible narratives being pushed, ideologies being pushed, or political agendas being pushed, which is why we fight and why the abusive nature of life exists. And then all of us are middle class. We don't have the wealth and the financial benefit to change our lives and to build this world into a better place. Ourselves. You're not rich. And in this life, we are taught that if you're not rich and you don't have money, you're nothing. You're just a middle class slave of the corporate system. And there's nothing you can do about it. So why do we continue to live like this? Why do we tear each other down? Well, I can see why. I can see why. I don't blame you people for being so destructive amongst your peers and being so erratic. I don't blame you, beautiful people, for being abusive to each other, to lie to each other, to not heal and be Flivluvian and be Christian and practice these values that we love so much because it keeps our family going. I don't blame you people. I am so sorry, and I apologize. I come to you with sincerity and the rules of Flivluv and all the practices that we preach. I come to you apologizing, sorrowfully, with sorrow. And I'm here to tell you I'm sorry for what life has done to you. I'm sorry that life has been so hard on all of us. And it's not fair. And you do have the right to be sad about it, and it's not okay. Life should not be unfair. Life should be fair. Life should be full of life. Life should be thriving. Life should be about happiness and love and bringing people up and helping others. We don't deserve to live in this world the way it is. We deserve, you deserve way better. I ask you today, how can you do better in this world? With all the destruction and negativity in the world and the abusive nature of life. And with people hating on you. And with people taking advantage of you, of all walks of life. I ask you, what are you going to do about it? I challenge you. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to just let it continue to destroy you? Are you going to keep suffering? Do you just want to live like this for the rest of your life? Climbing, trying to beat the system that is impossible to beat? Or will you join us? Will you join us today? In Flivluv. Will you be Flivluv? Will you practice Flivluv? Will you practice the rules of Flivluv? Will you allow Flivluv to enter your body? Will you allow God and Jesus Christ to help you? Will you allow and let go of all negativity and let go of your problems and just so fully allow Christianity and the beautiful nature of Flivluv? And just allow that in your spirit. So that you can be free. And so that you don't have to compete and survive and tear down people because life says so and everybody else is doing it. Instead, rather, you allow Flivluv and the principles and the love and the compassion and empathy and my philosophy to you, and this beautiful philosophy that came to me in a dream by God Himself, to come to you as well. The philosophy that I've always lived all my life, that has made me happy. Flivluv. Will you allow this? Why are you afraid of trying this and allowing and continuing to allow hate to enter into your body? Why not allow the beauty of Flivluv? Why not join us today and for the rest of the days of our lives? When back in the day, in the medieval times, when you were going out to war, to fight, you had no choice. Man, and God forbid women, but you had to go out to fight in the medieval times. And we are all fighting right now in this life of ours. We are all at war just to stay alive. because life is unfair and because of the abusive nature of life. But going back to war, when you go back to war, why not accept the armory and the equipment that will prepare you for the battlefield? Why not accept the protection that you so desperately need? The protection that is Flivluv. Flivluv is your armory. Flivluv is your protection. And God will protect you. Jesus will protect you. The Flivluv philosophy shall coat your brain and your mental state and mind, and shall transform you into a new human being, into a completely different person, and make you stronger and better for this life. So I ask you, why not? Why not join us today and celebrate in Flivluv? Why can't you protect yourself and install this beautiful philosophy and install and give this to yourself inside your body? The reason why you have been destroyed and abused in this abusive life is because you don't have the protection you need to succeed. If you had this, if you had Flivluv, if you had the tools at your disposal and you had the beauty of this beautiful philosophy and the practices within and the rules of compassion, love, empathy, forgiveness, trustworthiness, hard working, honesty, self-care, high self-esteem. If you had all these things, let me ask you, would you be a lot better off in this life? Would you do a lot better than how you are doing right now? Or do you want to continue to be destroyed? You see, Flivluv protects us. Flivluv allows us to be financially successful. Flivluv, allows us to not suffer anymore. Jesus gave me this philosophy. I know he did because it was out of a dream. It's a life and it's a vision that I want to live, that I want to see happen. And I believe we can all get there. It's just a matter of how much we're willing to give ourselves, how much we're willing to sacrifice. Another rule of Flivluv. Sacrifice. You must give up something to get something. Just like I sacrificed my reputation of doing this for all of you, to show you my beautiful philosophy that has kept me alive and well throughout all negative aspects of life and throughout the abusive nature of life. Flivluv has protected me, and I owe it all to Flivluv and God the Father and Jesus Christ. And here's the thing. You can be Flivluv too. And you can be Flivluvian. And you can love yourself. And you can protect yourself from the abusive nature of life. And you can have a chance to be successful, because it's not all bad. The abusive nature of life is really bad, and it is very gruesome and horrifying for a lot of people, a lot of innocent, precious, beautiful people. And that's the worst thing about it, is that when a lot of beautiful, precious people exist, like you and me, bad things happen to us. Bad things happen to these people that are so good and so loving, and so God loved them. And God so loved them and made them so beautiful that it is in fact horrible and sad that these people have been destroyed by the abusive nature of life. But what sucks most of all, the worst thing, is that they did not have this philosophy. They did not have Flivluv. So they were destroyed with no chance. They didn't know the rules of the game. They didn't know how to play. My friends, we have now the rules of the game, and we know how to play now. We know how to succeed. We know now. How to beat this life, this abusive life, and to live a thriving life of success, wealth, and love, and beauty. It's with Flivluv. Because Flivluv has all what we need. which are the literal things in life that are good. Compassion, love, empathy, forgiveness, success, trustworthiness, Christianity. Why are we so worried about everything else? We're worried about how hard life is. We're worried about how people think about us. We're worried about how much money we have. We're worried about where we're going and what math tests we're going to fail next. And it's a lot for your mind to carry all day. It's a lot for your mind to have all those thoughts and all that anxiety and depression about all those things that mean nothing. My friends, all you need is Flivluv. I promise you, Flivluv has all that you need. Because I've had those things about anxiety and depression and the negative aspects of life and the abusive nature of life. But I was protected by the philosophy. And I always come back to being happy. Everyone asks me, why are you so happy? Why are you so successful? Because I have the philosophy. Because I have the answer. I was born with it. So why? Why must you keep enduring the abusive nature of life? Why must you keep facing anxiety and depression? And why must we all keep destroying ourselves? Because we don't have Flivluv. But you can, if you want to. Take care, my friends. Till next time.